Chapter 87, Carmelita.
Returning to London couldn't come fast enough. There was no plane that could accommodate Sly's van at the ready, so we had to book on a ship. Hopefully the Ringtail's ancestor is still in one piece. I need to get a squad prepared with the information we have. This is going to require all the backup I can hope for. Hopefully what I've got will probably compensate. I can't help but wonder how Lieutenant Gronk will react. Ever since recruiting him and the other mercenaries in Venice, I've known he's quite fierce and devoted, but sometimes hard to read. Inspector Fox, said Warden Barkley as I step into his office without knocking. You're coming in unannounced. I know, I'm sorry. I just arrived in Europe and I wasn't able to contact you by radio. What? Why not? And where have you been? Still chasing down that crime ring? There are people all around keeping an eye on them, but that's not the point. Have you been able to get anything further out of Ms. Ruby? No, he groans. It's like she's able to go inside herself and be exempt from the tortures of hours in pitch-black solitary. We can't figure out what she's doing and how. She's immune to any threats or pain we can think of. He looks up. Back to the subject. Where have you been? Some undercover investigating. Stuff I couldn't tell anyone. That kind of undercover. Into Sly Cooper or something else? You could say a mixture of the two. There has also been some development since Branwell and Raleigh both escaped undetected. No kidding! I've had to avoid the press like crazy ever since that viral video of Branwell being rescued got posted and everyone found out this was where he was locked up. Have you found him yet? I really need him to come in and convince authorities to stop the house arrest on Roger Silvio's family. I haven't been able to find him, but I left word with his family to contact me if he ever comes over. They wholeheartedly trust me. Barkley nods in light approval, but clearly wishes there was more. So, what can I do for you? Do you need to speak to Miss Ruby again? I will. But for now, first I need to give you the lowdown, so we can be on the same page. Yes, very well. The first is, I found indisputable evidence that Sly Cooper was taken through time but has returned to our present. And what evidence would that be? This. I turn to the door. Can you come in? I call. The door I came through opens to one of the prison guards, except it's not one of them. It's Sly in disguise. The warden can't believe his eyes. What is... How? Arrest him! I can't do that, Warden, I answer. He goes for his walkie-talkie and presses a button on it. Then it combusts into small pieces on the ground. How? Powerful short-range electromagnetic pulse, said a voice also from the door. Bentley. He has the gadget we had planned from his chair up and loaded. Fried your walkie-talkie. What is this? Larson Barkley demands. An intervention, says Branwell, who additionally walks in. I can tell the guys are having a little too much fun taking off their disguises. You. Yes. Barkley now goes for his gun, and I go for my shock pistol. He stops in his tracks. I really wouldn't do that if I were you. Have you lost your mind? Grunts Barkley. And we're all the guards. Anyone who's still around thinks nothing's wrong, says McSweeney, who also walks in, this time with an additional guard uniform. And when you have a relatively big belly, you could sneak turtles and pups underneath your shirt. Bentley and Branwell both lightly shudder. And when you have geniuses here and there, says Sly, you can freeze security cameras or, even more convincingly, put on loops. Additionally, says Thornhill, who walks in, Indian watermelon seeds have a very powerful sedative, especially when crunched up and stirred into coffee beans. They can really turn the drink into what it's not meant to do. It's then easy to sneak in and grab some gear. Your guards really ought to rely more on actual sleep rather than caffeine. Who are you, ogre? Demands Barkley. Oh, you know exactly who I am, he replies, just like you know exactly where we've been the last week. Guys! That was Murray. He walks in holding a familiar badger by the throat. I found him eavesdropping on this conversation, says Murray. In just the other room. My old boss, James Barkley, and Warden Barkley's father. Murray throws him alongside his son, and I have to admit, I'm feeling chills at having to do this to him. I remember more than once he's yelled at me very ferociously. I have to make sure that doesn't get the best of me. As Murray shoves him over to his son, he catches him before he can fall on the floor.
This is outrageous,
James Barkley complains.
I may have retired, but I still had the power to fire and arrest you immediately.
And I presume the Shadow Order will be affiliated with that power? I ask. And you will still have that power once we expose the two of you for conspiracy to terrorize the world? James has to search for the words.
I don't know what.
You know exactly what we're talking about. We know you have Slyton Common locked up here.
What are you talking about?
Asks James.
Who's Slyton Common?
Bentley, says Sly. Bentley presses a button on his wheelchair and displays a computer monitor that Larson and James can see. The video starts of Slyton Common's torture, and 5 seconds in, it's paused. That's in the solitary confinement cells of this prison, says Sly matter-of-factly. Enough games. Throw me the keys to solitary, orders McSweeney. Neither move.
You're making a big mistake, Inspector Fox,
says James grudgingly. I zap him with the pistol. Larson yells and lunges for me. I zap him too before he can do anything. Don't even think about it, I grunt, betrayal boiling me up. The both of them have to make sure they can still breathe after getting partially fried. Warden Barkley is fit enough to run this prison with authority, but that's not enough to stand up to my good friend.
How did you figure it out?
Grunts James. A few ways, but for one, Raleigh's blimp that was converted into the only currently working time machine in existence was sent to Interpol for inspection, Bentley says triumphantly. Next time when you want to cover your tracks, don't make a video proving you currently are accessing it. James and Larson look a little dumbfounded, but they didn't think of this. Another thing, says Bentley, is I recognize your pictures in your background for that little Shadow Order video. You know, he gestures over to his desk, where I now see he's all this time had a picture of Commune Rock. I sworn when we first saw the rocks that they were familiar, and my instincts are never wrong. You two, I say, are telling us right this minute where the Commune potions are and tell us why you went against your honor of justice. The door opens again. I lightly peek to see who it is, and to my surprise, it's my old lieutenant. But I saw him get knocked out by the sedative coffee. He's moaning and oddly slouching. Gronk? I say with concern.
He can't hear you,
says James.
He's hypnotized.
All of a sudden, the rest of the Cooper gang backs up as the guards we put to sleep begin walking in here one by one. Their hands are menacingly reaching for us. I turn my aim to Gronk before he can touch me, and he manages to go down, stopping whatever zombie invasion this has become. But just for the moment. Every one of you, stay the heck back, I order. But it doesn't seem to be any use.